In this video, there's going to be 6 things that you should know about RuneScape, but maybe you just didn't. So let's go. Okay, so in the bank right now, there's a little bit of a bug. This isn't the issue, but this is how I came across finding this out. If you open up your presets here, it's all bugged, right? And you can't see what the preset is on my Carapac preset here. And it's a pain in the ass. There's actually a thing, if you click off it, obviously you can bring it back. But if you click on something else, then click back again, this right now that you're looking at is actually my Temple of Ammunition preset, and not my Carapac one. My Carapac one is completely different. If I click on the Carapac one again, you're going to see it's going to actually update to this. Now, this isn't my Carapac preset because I accidentally overwrit it. Because if it's showing the other one and you're on number 5, but you're actually showing number 4, then it overwrites number 5, right? So I did this by accident. I was trying to save number 3 for a video, ended up doing number 4. It's fine. But this is what happened. And then I learned that you can actually save your preset by right-clicking a number here and pressing save. You can save the presets that you've made. So if I went to update my Carapac preset and I went to go through and like grab out all the stuff to fix it, like obviously I'm not going to do it all right now. I can do this, and then I know that's number 4, and it says Carapac there. Right click, press save, and it'll do it. It's going to be updated. Look, preset has been saved. Go in here now, and look, it's there. It's been fixed. Obviously, this isn't actually what I want to keep as my Carapac preset, clearly, but you can just right click the numbers, and I had no idea about this at all. So I thought it would be interesting. Comment down below how many of you actually knew this. I knew you could click them and press the F keys to open them, but like I didn't know you could do this from here. I don't know, interesting to me. So actually sticking around the bank for a little second, there's a couple more things I want to talk about while we're here. You can actually apply weapon poison while in the bank by taking it out and right clicking it in your inventory and pressing apply. Now, you'll notice you can't do that while it's in the bank, which is a little bit of a sad thing. It'd be nice if you could. But you notice that this has changed from a 6 dose to a 5 dose, and I now have the buff for it. If I close this, I have the buff for it. And it's not going to close my interface to do this. Now, you can do other things as well, like summon a familiar, but annoyingly, weirdly, and kind of pointlessly, it will actually close your interface. So if I press summon here, it'll do that for me, and it will immediately close the interface. It'd be nice if it didn't do this, and then you could also get your scrolls maybe and like add to it, but you can't. So hopefully that'll get changed at some point. I highly doubt it, but it would definitely be nice to do. And then another thing you can do is if you're cleaning your bank, say I didn't want these spades anymore, you don't have to like take these out and then open it and then drag them to the floor. You don't have to do that. When you're in the bank, if it's here, you can just drag it off, and it's just gonna ask if you want to destroy it. You say yes, destroy. Boom, they're gone. The spades are gone. They're not on the floor. They're just gone forever. Nice and easy. If you're going to clean your bank, just drag it straight out. And if you want to apply anything from in here like weapon poison, I think it maybe it's just weapon poison that you can do. Maybe anti-poison as well. You can drink anti-poison in here as well, and that won't close it. So you can do this sort of stuff. You can apply weapon poison and whatnot from the bank, and then you can also just drag stuff out to destroy it straight away. Pretty interesting to me. Next up, we're going to be talking about target cycle. For those of you that don't know what target cycle is, you can set a keybind in your settings here, as you can see on screen, and you can set that to target cycle. This is kind of like tab targeting in any other MMO that has that available. From what I can tell, it doesn't matter if you cycle forward or cycle backwards, just pick one of them. You don't have to pick the other one. But this is super useful in a few situations. One, if you're running through an area where the units are very, very small to click and you just want to like target cycle through them instead, it can be helpful for that. But also if you are starting a boss fight and the boss fight hasn't fully appeared yet, as an example, you're going to be watching me do this at Hellweir on screen now, I can target cycle to Hellweir and start attacking him before I can actually target him with my mouse. Now, this may not be a big deal to most players, but for some people who are trying to get faster kill times or trying to be as efficient as possible, you can actually start this fight a couple of seconds quicker. You don't have to worry about his little animation at first, and it is definitely something you can take advantage of. Also, I tend to use target cycle at the beginning of most boss fights anyway, because it just makes it easier to start that fight and then apply things like your smoke cloud and your vulnerability bomb, because you don't have to click and then do it. You just press the target cycle button and then apply all that stuff, and then off you go. Do you guys use target cycle though? I'm going to assume most people don't use this, and I'm assuming a few people didn't even know that you could do this, so let me know. Quick reminder for those of you that are interested, you can check out the merch store in the link in the description or the pinned comment. Support the channel a ton. you can get yourself a limited edition mouse mat while it's still available, and there's a few other things on there as well. Anyway, back to the video. Actually, coming back to the bank, did you know in the bank interface, there is a filter down here, and you can use this for finding things nice and easy. For example, if you click on the filter, you've got all these options. You've got cleanup, members items, non-members equipment, one equipment, all this sort of stuff. It makes pretty much like common sense, but the cleanup one is probably the most useful for stuff that has no value or no use and are holiday items that you can retrieve. You just click this and you just like you remove the placeholder if you want to do that. But then everything else is a one click to remove stuff. So like we get rid of all this stuff by one clicking it once, and all the archaeology stuff that I can get back later. And then I think the other ones maybe will cost a little bit of GP to reclaim. So you could leave those if you wanted to, or you can just get rid of them and keep your bank nice and tidy. Then another one that I like to use is the tradable one here. If you're looking for loot in your bank and your bank your bank looks something like mine, like yeah, it's not good. You're looking for your loot, maybe you go to tradable. And then in here, everything that you see now is tradable, making it easier to actually find your loot. Because if you look at this bar on the right hand side, you're going to notice that I have less tradable items than I do non-tradable. So if I go here, tradable right now is what we're on, and then I press non-tradable, you're going to see that bar like goes almost as like half the size, meaning it's like almost twice as many non-tradable things in my bank as there was tradables. So being able to filter those out, then look for my loot, makes life a hell of a lot easier. So take advantage of filters if you need them. And I really need to sort my bank out. I know, and I know I'm going to get comments again and again and again saying, "In it, please clean your bank. It's a disgrace." It is. I just don't have the motivation to do it. Like, it's not good. It really is not good. This one's a little bit of just a random interesting fact, and that is, did you know that Death's Office is actually an instance for people that are visiting Death's Office from the grave? So what I'm saying is, if you die to a boss, which, you know, I have no experience with whatsoever because I've never died in this game. I had to fully look this one. Okay, anyway, if you go to Death's Office from dying, you can't actually have somebody come into Death's Office and trade you money, for example, for death costs, without them going and dying first, because the death instance is different to the instance where you go in there maybe to talk to him, get a reaper task, or like buy something from the reward shop. It's actually completely different in terms of the instance. Even if you're on the same world, it's completely different. This means that if you have died and you see somebody there at the same time, they've also died too. They're not there picking up like a reaper task or anything like that. They've just died as well. And if anybody wants to bring you any GP to help you buy a death cost back, which doesn't happen really anymore, they will have to go ahead and get themselves killed somewhere so they can come to Death's Office too. This doesn't have a ton of value in knowing it, but I thought it was interesting all the same, and I figured I would share it with you guys. For the final one here, we're actually going to talk about animations for like overriding your combat abilities and stuff. If you come into your customizations and then go to animations, you can actually have multiple active at once. And someone mentioned this to me the other day when they didn't realize that you could do this because my barricade changed, and they're like, wait, hold on, how can you have two different ones? If you go into combat animations here and you find barricade, you'll see I've got molten, shock, and ice all available, and they are basically going to rotate through this. You can set all of them. You don't only have to have one. So if I deactivate these, I will now pretty much just have the shock one. But if I have this one, I can apply it. They will all apply and not just the one of them, and we can have it kind of like a rotating thing. Now the same works with teleports as well. If you go to spell animations in here, you find the teleport. You can apply this one as well, and then you can have the other one, and you can apply this too. And then every time you teleport, you'll have many different animations when you actually start teleporting. It's not always going to be the same thing, basically. So if you see here, we're going to teleport. It's going to be that one. And if we teleport again, I think we have to actually turn off quick charges for this to work, maybe. Right again. Now we get a different animation altogether. That's the Ozan one this time. But the same goes for combat too. You can have multiple different ones just to kind of like show how things look a little bit differently, a bit of variety, rather than just having the one on there. So we're going to head up, and this basically adds value to all the other animations and makes it so that it doesn't just like you're not only having one favorite one and that's all it is. So if we're going to go here, we're going to use this, and we're going to use barricade. You see I got the frost one this time, and then we'll barricade, and hopefully we get something different. There you go, got the lava one this time. So it shows that you can mix up your animations a little bit, and you can have multiple different effects available all at the same time.